Should we legalise cannabis? I don't know if I know enough about this to comment, really. I would say if tobacco and alcohol are legal, then cannabis has got just as much right to be legal as tobacco and alcohol. I just don't think they properly know how they go about taxing it. Yes, I think so, but perhaps I'm not well enough informed to say that with any kind of weight.
That's another tough one, really, because it's another touch tape. Where's that going to lead? I mean, personally, just for the sense of liberty, I think in an anti-compensation culture way, people should be allowed to master their own destiny to an extent. But I mean, that requires a great deal of thought. But off the bat, I'd say yes, I think it should be.
I've seen cannabis have very negative effects on people: paranoia, depression, and long-term health problems. So I don't think it's a soft drug, and I don't think it's something that should be legalised, no. I mean, what's the benefits of legalising cannabis? A lot of revenue for the government, and what else? Overloading the NHS even more? I don't know. It's difficult. They say it could be done to, at least you can control it in some way, but I don't think that would happen at all. You'd still get people trying to make more money from bringing it in illegally.
No, I think the what I call the stupefaction of the nation, which is principally alcohol based, is already one of our biggest problems, and to make it to give the seal of approval which legalization would do to yet another form of mass stupefaction would be a very big mistake.
Cannabis should definitely be legalised. I mean, I totally buy people's concerns about, the current strength of cannabis that exists, and it's different than it was in the 60s, and we only had a toke on a couple of joints, and now there's super skunk on the streets and stuff. Well, yeah, absolutely, there's definitely stronger stuff, but it's not like we need to go in and it's not like we need to go in and make it more illegal. It's absolutely illegal. And the problem is, by making something illegal, you don't solve it. You create an environment of deregulation. If you want to control people's usage and their habits and the kind of the strength and supply and all of those sort of things, you have to have some form of regulation, as we do with alcohol and as we do with tobacco. And turning your back on it simply creates a massive black market and shoves it underground, and that doesn't do anybody any favours.
Well, I would say no, to tell you the truth. I don't think so, because I think, there's this whole cliche that if you smoke spliff, it's going to lead on to bad and worse things. And from my experience of seeing people as I've grown up and as I'm grown up, and it has led to a lot of people onto other things. So I don't think so. I think it's one of those things that, but I think they should probably be spending more time telling people more how bad alcohol is. I mean, when you travel in this you go out of this country. I've just been in Greece for a week, and then people drink normally, and I just think because for some reason, something with our culture or how sometimes miserable England is, we want to escape. We do want escapism, but we do have a big problem with that, because you do have to learn to escape in other ways, and I think alcohol is probably the worst thing. I'm not saying cannabis is bad, but I do think people need to know there are certain things that can arise from it, and I do know quite a few people that smoke cannabis, and there's a huge link to schizophrenia, and that has happened to a lot of people that I know, throughout the years. So I think everyone has to be made aware of the risks, both with the cannabis and alcohol.
Definitely, absolutely. I prescribe. My argument against for cannabis is simply this: is that in the history of the world, whenever you have whenever you've kind of made something outlawed something, be it boxing, you get bare knuckle fighting, be it alcohol, you get the rise of the mafia and stuff in prohibition, and be it ganja. For instance, if I were to go to the news agents and buy a paper, 20 fags and 2 spliffs, cool. But if I keep going to a dealer to get it, and I'm a young lad, eventually my dealer's going to go, here you go, son, why don't you try some of this? And I'm going to do. Plus the fact they could tax it, and plus the fact if they discovered alcohol, tobacco and ganja today, and they'd never heard of any of them, they'd probably ban all 3. I mean, what they did to you, but there's just so many industries built around cigarettes and booze and stuff, they'd never ban it. you know what I mean? It's hypocrisy, really, especially given the fact that, like, out of the Labour cabinet, I think like 16 out of 20 have smoked it. You know what I mean? Obama's smoked it. So how can you justify banning something that you all do yourselves? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, legalise it tomorrow, man.
Yes, we should, because as it proved with alcohol, making that illegal here, that didn't work. And as far as I know, alcohol causes a lot more violence and death than cannabis does, and therefore I think if we should be looking at any drug to ban, then it should probably be more looking at alcohol. Not that I'm saying we should ban alcohol, I'm just saying cannabis shouldn't be what is it, Class B now? Is it Class B? They upped it, didn't they? Yeah. That's really rubbish, and it just means that you just got more crap on the streets. And there was a thing in the paper a while ago, I think it was the Daily Mail, like this big headline saying cannabis killer, and it was like, what are you doing? Like, cannabis killer? Like, come on, man. Like, there's been more deaths that have been caused by alcohol, and you don't have that like slapped across the headline saying like, you know, alcohol angry atrocity or whatever. You know, it's like, fuck, that's just, it's so ridiculous, and it's been like demonized and made into this like really kind of, I don't know, they're trying to make it as like a violent drug in that instance, and it's like totally the opposite. It like chills people out, and like, I don't know, that's my experience of the situation. But I think legalising it would be a good idea.
I've not really got a strong view on cannabis. I've never done it. I've not been a drugs type person. It's just never really appealed to me. But I think if it was legalised, I think it would probably stop it being sort of kept in such sort of the tight thing and being so frowned upon. I think, you know, if it was controlled, maybe, then I think there could be a right way to be around it. Yeah.
This is a mad one. I for loads of reasons reckon we should, because there was like, I read this big article, I think it was in the Metro the other week, that was saying that it had all these benefits, health benefits for people who've got like who have got like really bad back pain, who've got glaucoma, and like basically like it wasn't arthritis, but it was stuff like arthritis where you get bad joint pain because it's got such a healing quality. If you smoke really good cannabis straight, then I think it can be a great thing. It can be like an open mind and thing and everything. But like, you know, if you put it with tobacco, maybe that's not so good. But I'm all for legalising the weed.
Yeah, why not?
Any more expansive, or just keep it at that?
No, just keep it at that. I think, yeah, it should be fine. I went to Weston-super-Mare, and I was staying at a hotel that was frequented by loads of old people, and it stank of cannabis. And then they were like pointing out that actually loads of old people use it if they've got arthritis and different things like that. So in a medical sense, I think it would be good to legalise it. But you know, if it kind of encourages laziness and that type of behaviour, then probably not. But in certain cases, perhaps it should be made available.